Welcome back, everybody, to Sports Prophet TV. This is the MLS Live podcast. I am Cooper, your host, and with me, as always, except for last week, now he's back, Garrett, longtime co-host here at the show. Welcome back, buddy.
What's up, man? What's up?
Not a whole lot, just hoping Minnesota doesn't score.
That's an awful sweat.
Yeah. Austin always does this to me. They, if I bet on them to score, they don't score. If I bet on them not to score, they score. So whatever. All right. But yeah, great week last week. Our guy HU Substitute co-hosted and had a good week on the show. So we'll be looking to keep that going. It's been a great year once again here at the MLS Live podcast, the best MLS betting show in the industry, far and away, in my opinion. But we are on match week 34. So looking to get into this weekend's games. Got a lot of picks, a lot of good picks, a lot of good spots. Got some plus money, got a little juice for you as well. So we'll kind of try to keep it balanced and hit some more winners. All right. Let's get into it straight away. Match week 34. We are starting in Atlanta. Official show picks coming your way.
So Atlanta hosting San Diego. It never feels good to like back Atlanta in anything this season. Just a complete dud of a year. But I do like San Diego coming to town. They're grossly overperforming both in attack and, more importantly for this play, on defense when they're traveling. Atlanta, while they have been terrible, like I said, they at least score when they're at home. That's where they have their offense. I'm not chasing the 4 goals versus the Crew, as the Crew clearly turned off after halftime and being up 5-0. But I think they can score on the San Diego side, even with ELL sidelined with an injury. San Diego they're just wide open on the road, which is different from a lot of other teams. It's why we like the Chicago Fire on the road. These teams just approach away games differently than a lot of other teams in the league. San Diego have leading MVP candidate Dreyer, who can absolutely cook versus this Atlanta defense if he gets his opportunities. I think there's a decent chance we push here for the over 3, but I do like it a lot. So we're going to take over 3 minus 114 here is what I grabbed right about an hour ago at this price. I do not want the 3.25. Like, I want the hard 3 here. Don't go above this. I think this comes home, but decent chance to push. I like that hard 3 protection. So yeah, that's what we're going to start off with.
Yeah, I like this one, man. I watched that absolutely bananas Atlanta and Columbus Crew game last weekend, right? Had it on one of my mini Saturday monitors. And I mean, what else can you say other than it was bananas? It was like 5-1 at one point. Game ends 4-5. I think and that's where Atlanta's at now, right? Like, they are at the totally F it part of the season. Let's go score some goals. We can't stop anybody from scoring on us, so we might as well, join in the fun and put some in the back of the net as well. So that plays nicely into this one. And like you said, San Diego, we know what they are. These guys play open home and away. Talented expansion side, which is always fun to see. So I'm with you here. I think solid 3 is where I would also play this one, because I think, like you said, you get a 2-1, 3-0, you still get your push, and that's always a nice spot to be in. So let's keep it moving. All right, next game here, we've got Sporting Kansas City. We faded them a lot this season, and I'm gonna fade them again. I'm getting back on the bandwagon with Vancouver. Love the energy that we've seen from Mueller since he's come over. Dude just loves ball, man. Like, he is just a maniac, and he loves it. Like, I think you could put this guy in front of like a Sunday league with like 5 people in the bleachers, and he'd still just be a maniac. I think he really just loves the game. That's really fun. Vancouver kind of needed that energy when he came over, because they were dealing with a lot of injuries, and he stepped in at a good time. And I just think Vancouver, that's really the only thing that has derailed their season, was the injuries in the middle of the year. They're getting healthier now, and they're getting down the home stretch towards playoffs. And I think they're going to flip that switch. And I think that switch has been flipped. I mean, they're rolling right now. Their last couple of results, 3-2 against St. Louis, 4.45 XGs in that game. Then they beat Philadelphia 7-0, almost 6 expected goals in that game. And then they made easy work of Forge in the Canadian Championship semifinal match, 4-0 last time out. So I think this is just a team that's playing awesome. And when these guys play awesome, they've been the best team in the league. And I think they're playing really good right now. So I'm going to roll with Vancouver here to go on the road and beat a team, Sporting KC, that doesn't have a ton to play for.
No, Vancouver is scorching hot, like you said. The biggest news for me is Ryan Gauld got cleared for contact. So we are back to full training for Gauld. It's going to take him some time to get up to game speed and some fitness. That's more of a bigger news for them come playoff time as opposed to this game. But this team is scary, dude. This team is going to be scary in the playoffs. I don't care who you are. Vancouver is not a team that I want to play come playoff time if they're all healthy. They're a stacked side, man. And it's good to see. Like, the West is relatively easy this season, so it's good to see a couple of these teams really load up and go for it. Like Vancouver's done. I like their moves. So yeah, I can't sweat this at all. Plus money against a Kansas City side that Kansas City will still win every now and then. But Vancouver just look and feel so locked in right now.
For sure. And then, another thing to consider, some of these teams have 4 games left. Some of them have 6 games left. Some of these clubs are coming down the stretch where Team A's got a lot to play for, Team B doesn't. So just something to, nothing groundbreaking there. That's not a groundbreaking insight into sports handicapping, but definitely something to be aware of as we come down the home stretch. All right, next game is this a rivalry technically?
They want it to be. It's not really. No.
Okay.
I mean, fair enough. Since they've reworked it, it was Nashville and Atlanta. It doesn't feel, but because Atlanta's just so bad right now, it doesn't feel like it's exciting. This is probably the closest thing. They're also trying to get Charlotte and Nashville to be a thing. It'll just always be Atlanta. Like that's Nashville's like quote unquote rival.
Yeah.
But Nashville is traveling to Orlando, and we're going to grab Orlando team total over 1.5 here, sitting at a nice -118. Nashville's coming off a midweek Open Cup semifinal win versus Philly. And so this just screams letdown spot for me for my team, unfortunately. The Orlando attack has been flaming hot at home with 31 goals in 14 games, but they actually haven't been at home in over a month. So I expect the atmosphere to be good, right? Orlando's back at home. Fans haven't seen their team in about a month. So I expect the stadium to fill out and just be a good atmosphere for the home team. Orlando are also sitting 8th, but it's actually pretty open there in the East between 8th to 3rd, I think. I think any of those spots are up for grabs if any of these teams can get on a run and grab some points in bunches. So home field advantage is still technically in play for Orlando. Of course, that's what they want. That's where they've been best at all season. And so, yeah, I think they try to rack up some points here. I think this is just Nashville with the midweek game, the emotional high of going to their second final ever. Unfortunately, that final won't be at home. It'll be whoever wins the Minnesota Austin match. That's who's hosting. So I won't get to see them potentially lift a trophy. But yeah, this just screams letdown, man. I mean, I think this is just a bad spot for Nashville coming off midweek. Yeah, you're grabbing a really nice attack here for a really playable price for their team total.
Yeah, real quick, Kirk, referencing our golden boot future on Surridge.
I actually think the hat trick helps, man. Like I want that dude to be as confident as possible coming down this stretch here. And I want him shooting as much as possible. And coming off a hat trick, you're going to rip it. I'm not saying Nashville doesn't score here. I just think Orlando's going to find theirs. But yes, we do want Surridge goals because now he's only 1 up now that Messi scored midweek. And then, I mean, like, it's not it's not done, man. If somebody goes on a tear here, you've got guys coming up the rear. Like if Messi, doesn't keep this heater on that he's just been on all season, right? I'm looking real quick. I mean, Bouanga's got 18, and he's hot right now. Who's coming up? Kuipers is coming up. Moose is coming up. Like those are farther out shots, right? Those are guys are 5-6 back. But yeah, we want surge goals for sure. I will totally take a loss here on this team total if Surge gets me another hat trick this weekend.
Right. Yeah. I mean, no, I'm with you. I think him being hot is good. It's like you see him, log a hat trick in the US Open Cup, and you're like, man, I wish those could count for towards the Golden Boot. But
I'll pivot to Corey real quick.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. Nashville on the road is a little more conservative. They don't get as many chances. I honestly expect Orlando to be all over them, to just swarm them. So I don't know what you're going to actually see from Nashville in attack this weekend. If it was home, then I'd be like, yeah, you could line it up because Surge is going to keep ripping them. And this is the time of year where teams will start trying to feed their dudes more, right? Like Surge is already a focal point in that offense next to Henny, but you're going to see here down the stretch, I think, more balls to the box. Maybe that they would work one or two more passes in naturally. Instead, they just start crossing them in, start looking for their guy. So we'll see. If it's me, I don't think you're going to get a great value number here, even with Nashville on the road. And so I would not play it. I haven't checked what his shots are. I would not expect it to be great, though.
Cool. Yeah, back to the play. I'm with you here. I mean, Orlando was like maybe the hottest team in Major League Soccer before Leagues Cup, and still had some really good results in Leagues Cup. Now, a little cherry on top here, Duncan McGuire is back and healthy. So whether he starts, whether he's off the bench, to score a goal late in the game, anytime Duncan McGuire, he's just an absolute pit bull out there. He just goes and gets the ball and puts it in the back of the net. So anytime you got that guy, available to play, it doesn't hurt as far as goals, right? So, but I'm with you here. I think this is one of those spots that's
Duncan being back is why they were okay with selling Enrique, who's been really good for them this season.
Yeah. You're right. As far as the odds in this game, though, it's priced. I'm okay with the pricing on the sides, but because of the pricing on the sides, you have a playable team total for the home side, which is nice. That's kind of what jumped out to me on this one was, okay, I don't really want a side here necessarily, but this is allowing us to get a good price on the team total. So I also had this one on my short list. All right. And we move. Austin at home hosting the Sounders. This is a Sunday early evening game, 6:00 Central Time. I think this is a pretty straightforward under, and that's where I'm going to take this one. I know Seattle has scored goals in bunches at times this season. I still just Seattle's so weird because they're playing so good, but I don't love their attacking talent necessarily, especially without Morris. But I think this game is like two defensive teams. I know how Nico is going to set up against Seattle because he's going to view Seattle as a really good opponent. And when really good opponents, when Nico plays really good opponents, he sets up very conservatively. He already sets up conservatively, kind of that's his natural tendency, but I think you see that even more so here. Austin, typically, they haven't been that as good of a goal scoring team. They've been better. As funny as it is, after Vasquez got hurt, they've been a little bit better because they've had just Uzuni has been the focal point up there, but Seattle, a little bit of a hangover from, Leagues Cup and everything. They played some really big games. Austin's playing in US Open Cup tonight, currently 1-1 in Minnesota. So I think this is potentially just kind of I don't want to say it's a snooze fest. Like these two teams don't care about the game. I think they will care. I just don't think either team is going to be willing to take a ton of chances. So get at even money, I'll take the under 2.5 for sure.
I just hate Seattle. I hate Seattle. I can't get Seattle right. I don't think Seattle's such a weird team, man. Like I try to come up with something to compare them to because like they don't outside of like De La Vega emerging, they don't really have any like superstars. You know what I mean? But they've all got team guys who have bought in, and so they play well as a team. And so it's just I hate teams like that, right? Because there's no focal points, there's no funnels, there's nothing where you can like kind of start breaking this team down and be like, they play through this guy, they play through these two dudes, or they play through the middle, yada yada yada. You know, when you're actually trying to break a team down and stuff. Because Seattle just does a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
This is gonna come down to Austin just locking it down at home. I don't know what's going on in Seattle, man, too. Like they it's just a weird, it's just I get weird vibes. At even money though, like it's hard to not like this look with midweek games. Like I said, I think these sides are gonna have Austin, regardless of the result right now, it's 1-1, are gonna have some kind of an emotional layover, right? Like it's just
Right.
whether they're going to a final or whether they were so close and don't make it. Seattle just got, I mean, just played bad, dude. Bad Tuesday. And so if I'm the coach of Seattle, like I just want to go back to basics real quick. Like let's reset it, get back to defending and holding our own. So yeah, I think this is a decent shot at plus money. We're just where these two teams are right now.
Cool.
I did look at Sam Sherrod's shots. I honestly didn't expect for 3 to be playable. 3's a little juiced. Like I just looked at one book and it's like minus 135. It might be better somewhere else. I don't hate that. Like if you're just dying for action on that, I don't hate that look. I also, like I said, though, just don't love it. I don't know how Nashville will respond coming off midweek. But I wasn't expecting 3. I thought it would be 4.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I guess because they're on the road, but yeah, I'm with you there. I'm not like I'm kind of. I think that line's about right for them being on the road. Don't love it, don't hate it. All right, combo plays. We got 3 of them for you, starting in Dallas.
So this is by far my favorite spot of the weekend. Almost a 2-unit. Said, no, I've been on vacation a minute. Let's make sure, we're back in the pool properly with our floaties before we start firing off 2 units because they've been so good this year to us. But it's definitely my favorite spot this weekend. Dallas, both teams to score, plus FC Cincinnati to score. That is team total over a half. So I just need 1 goal from Cincy at minus 125. Y'all know me. I don't play a lot of juice when I do these combo plays. So I have to really like it if I'm going to eat juice when I combine them. And like I said, I really like this play. Dallas, both teams to score, is picking up steam after a rough start to the season. Musa is absolutely cooking right now. And I honestly think the Rapids are better than they were before the window. And so both teams to score on the road for the Rapids is hitting at 60%. I could see a 1-1 here, but I do expect more goals. And then when we flip it over to Cincy, Cincy's going to LA to play the Galaxy. And West Coast trips are never my favorite, right? But I have to back that attack, even though it's been rough. It's been a rough going before their last game. I think they were like shut out at home 4 straight games or something like that, which is a big part of why we were on both teams to score there midweek. But as they go to LA to play a Galaxy team with nothing to play for, absolutely nothing. At a Lease Cup, no Open Cup, bottom of the table, nothing to play for. And they're actually playing more and more youngsters every game, which is typically what really bad teams will do. They got to find out what they have, right? Like, do these guys actually have it as depth pieces? Do we have talent there? Do we have assets? And so I just expect some of the talented veterans on Cincy's side to show the kids a thing or two. And the Shield is still in play. The supporter shield is still in play for FC Cincinnati. They're going to want to pick up as many points as they possibly can. So I just need them to get one goal here. I was surprised at the line when it's like minus 400, roughly. Even on the road, I would expect it to be a little more against the Galaxy. So when you pair that against, I think roughly minus 200, minus 210, both teams to score, you're going to come out to actually a pretty playable price here for these two plays. So I really like this spot a lot this weekend. My favorite look.
Yeah, no, I'm with you here. I think FC Dallas is definitely. We talked about Atlanta kind of being at that point in the season. I think FC Dallas is similar point in the season, not quite as bad, I would say, especially given the Atlanta's roster. That's definitely an uglier situation, but like some of the additions Dallas has made. I like the Haitian kid that they brought in. I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but nice forward winger player that boosted their attack for sure. Rapids, one of those teams I personally haven't really been able to get right all year, but luckily I haven't been too involved with them. So I think I've saved myself some pain. It's one of those teams where my leans would have been the wrong lean. But as far as both teams to score, I think it's a solid look here. And then I'd love the second leg here with FC Cincinnati to find the back of the net. I think that's a really strong play. LA Galaxy, even at times this year when they've won games, they've never looked good defensively. Like that's never been something that's been fixed. So Cincinnati, they've just gotten more and more talented as the season has gone on with the additions of Brenner and that other kid they got from League Two, maybe. I can't remember his name, but another forward. He's obviously not going to start over Brenner or Dinke, but loaded attack. And then obviously Evander, just stupid talented.
It's a loaded attack, but you got to enjoy it this season because something's got to give next year. Miles Robinson signed an extension that's going to make him a DP next year. And the highest paid center back. So you can't have more than 3 DPs. Brenner's deal is a loan with an option to buy. That option would obviously make him a DP. You got Dinke as a DP and Evander as a DP. So I actually hate the Miles Robinson extension. I'm not going to lie. Like I would try to keep that 3 attack together as long as humanly possible and
100%.
just make it work. Like you can get guys like, I hate Matt Miazga. He's a good defender. I just hate him as like a person, but but you can find guys like that to fill out your defense and make it work. I've never liked the center back as a DP option. I've had to live that my whole Nashville fandom.
Yep.
I hate it. It just limits your options in attack. And when you've got something like Brenner, Dinke, and Evander in attack, I don't know why you wouldn't want to keep that together for as long as possible. So yes, we need to jump on this attack this season while we can, because it won't be there next season.
Yeah, and then you've even got guys like Orellano. He's been awesome, and the way Cincinnati plays with 3 at the back, he's really important because he gets very involved in both sides of the game, and he's just been awesome. Really one of the better players for Cincinnati this year. All right, love this one. And moving on, I'm going to use that same game for my second half of the leg here. I'm going keeping it simple. I liked the way Miami looked yesterday. I think it was. They played yesterday. Yeah, it was yesterday. Jordi Alba getting involved. Basically, finally, somebody looked at this team and said, everything good that we've done has been Jordi Alba and Messi working together. Like anytime something good happens, it seems to be those two. Were you gonna say something?
No, what was a bigger move is maybe don't play DePaul on the wing. Maybe let the dude be in the midfield where he belongs.
Yeah.
He's played on the wing since they brought him over. And I'm like, this is dumb. I don't even know why you bought him at this point. And then look, he goes in the middle. You're short up top, so you put Alba on the wing because he can do it. And bada bing, bada boom, man. You smoked a really good Seattle Sounders side, and you were 8-9 players down.
Yep, exactly. So now you've got those 3 guys pinging the ball around with each other. And what do you know? Those three guys are better than anybody else on the other team. So we could have told you that, but
it is incredible how poorly Miami is coached. It's absolutely incredible.
yeah, it's been horrible. It's been horrible. My man Kent in the building. What's up, buddy? So yeah, keeping it simple with Miami, money line, combining. This is juicy. My other plays were not juicy. In fact, they were both plus money. So just deal with it. This is a winner. And then I'm combining same second half here with Cincinnati team total over a half. Put those together, minus 147. I know that's a lot of juice, but I don't think you'll have to pay the juice here because I think it's going to win.
Cincy to score is such a fantastic parlay leg this weekend. Where
Yeah,
where it's priced at, it is just going to help you get to wherever you're trying to get on your parlay.
if this was like sub minus 130, this is like a 2-unit play for me for sure. I can't do it because it's pushing minus 150. So, all right. Last one, another combo play.
So I'm back with a rare under, but we're throwing it in a combo, so I don't feel as bad about it, right? I don't like unders, because if it's a 2.5 and I'm on it, it's almost guaranteed to miss. So I just don't like the unders. But I hate this Houston side even more, and I hate this matchup with Portland even more than I hate unders, which is why we're taking under 3.5 in the Houston match. The under 3.5 is hitting in almost 70% of home games for Houston this season. This Portland attack, man, I hate what they've done post window. I hate the moves for Rojas and Velde, even though those two combined for a goal in their last match. I get it. But Portland also has the absolute worst road attack in the league. Like, it's not even close. They are statistically the worst. So we're going to take the under 3.5 there. I feel good about that. And we're just going to combine it with San Jose team total over 1.5 because San Jose cooks at home regularly. And then you've got St. Louis, who regularly gets cooked on the road. And so for me, this is a no-brainer. San Jose sitting in 9th right now, I think, in the playoff race. They've got to keep getting some points. You do not want to slip out of that playoff hunt. St. Louis, another team that's pretty much dead in the water. And so I think San Jose just able to cook here and take advantage of that, get their team total, mix it with an under 3.5, and you get basically even money at plus 102. Very happy with this play. Yeah, that's what we're going for our last one.
Sweet. Yeah, I like this under. I think it's also a weather play. It's going to be like upwards of 98, 99 on Saturday, which is going to be brutal for the Pacific Northwest Timbers here. The last time they played, their last couple of road games have been Minnesota and San Diego, which is both beautiful weather. They did play at Dallas 3 road games ago, and it was hot, and they created 0.33 XG. So I personally would say the Heat, a cold team coming to the Heat is worse than a hot team going to the cold. Personally, that's my opinion, and I've played in both of those situations, and I've played teams coming from the cold and playing in the heat, and it seems like they struggled worse than we did playing in the cold. So
Portland to get shut out is plus 215.
I like that. I actually really like
that. Like if we think they're not going to create a lot because statistically they don't, and it's super hot where they are going to struggle as well, could be some value.
I like it a lot, actually. Second half of this, it's an auto play for me. I mean, San Jose at home, another one of those teams that has nothing to play for. St. Louis City, Quakes. Where are they right now in the playoff race? Let me pull that up, actually.
They're 9th.
Are they really? Man, I hope this team makes the playoffs.
But see, so they should, though, man. Like, honestly, when you look, you got teams like, I mean, the Rapids are sitting in 8th, but with a -9 goal differential.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, San Jose has worse teams above them right now that they're chasing. The problem is they can't sleep, man. You've got Houston, Dallas, and RSL there at 12, 10, 11, and 10, all within 2 points or less of San Jose. So no sleeping for San Jose. They've got to make this count. So I expect a strong showing from them.
That's crazy though, because the drop off to me from San Jose and then the teams under them Salt Lake, Dallas, Houston, Kansas City, St. Louis, Galaxy. They're better than all those teams to me. To me, that's the line. Like they need to take care of business and get in the playoffs. But all right, cool. Plus money here on this last one. We gave out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 official show picks. Pretty big card for this weekend. Really the best time of the year. I tweeted about it the other day. You got NFL, college football, European leagues are playing. We got Major League Soccer approaching the playoffs. It really doesn't get any
Champions
better.
League is going on. You got a little bit of everything right now.
Fantastic. Really
That's
just
just soccer. We're not even talking about college football, NFL.
yeah, my head is just spinning, but I'm enjoying it.
You are busy.
I'm enjoying my head spinning though. It's one of those things, right? But cool. What do we got here? Let me get these banners. All right, cool. Is that right? Sorry, my screen's looking funny. Make sure we got all our comments here.
But I do feel good about it. Feel good about tonight. I think if you tell me we're rolling into the weekend coming off a win with both teams to score plus over 2.5 in NYC and Columbus. Finished 3-2, so plenty of room on that. And yeah, I like this card a lot, man. I think we found some really good spots.
Ian, best bet of the weekend. I'll give mine. I'm gonna say Vancouver money line plus 112. That's going to be my best bet of the weekend. I think they beat the snot out of Sporting Kansas City on the road.
And my favorite is easily Dallas, both teams to score, plus FC Cincinnati to score. I absolutely love that spot.
Yeah, that's a great spot. All righty, folks. Well, that is going to do it for us. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. We'll be back at it next Wednesday, one way or another. And then we're approaching playoffs. I didn't ask at the beginning, but please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel and follow us on Twitter at MLSLIVE Podcast and share the episode. Anything else, Garrett?
No, that's it. As always, appreciate the support. Like you said, like the video, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we're going live and stuff like that. Miss the shows because these lines do tend to move. Especially my lines, I grab them. You can ask Cooper because he's like sweating right before the show, and I toss it out to him so he can make the banners real quick. But yeah, no, I grab these lines right before the show to try to give you all the most accurate view of the price. And typically we do see a lot of closing line value here. So that's not the end all be all, but that is a step into being profitable. So appreciate the support. Thanks for tuning in, and best of luck on whatever you're on this weekend.
See you guys next week.